Now that I have that Stargate video out of the way, I want to talk about stellar fusion and relativity. This is one of my T2 Explains It All videos, which isn't meant to be taken seriously. It's me trying to teach people what little I know, because schools are crappy nowadays. Anyway, I was thinking, how to explain this. I've always wondered why the sun does not just blow up. Because, it's a big ball of flammable gas, and it's on fire. On the Earth, if you have a big ball of gas and you light it, it just poof, it just flashes and it's gone. But apparently the sun has so much gas that it can't burn it all at one time, which is hard to imagine because it's that big, and you have to really go beyond that if you want to incorporate relativity and try and understand what's taking place. It's kind of like an explosion is happening, but due to our small size in comparison to the sun, it's happening slowly, like super slow motion. It's like a super slow motion explosion, and everything spinning around the sun is just like what you would see in an explosion, like if you had a bomb and you threw a fragmentation grenade and you saw it explode. All the little fragments are probably spinning around each other in that 1 second that it explodes, but we can't expand that 1 second out long enough to see it all spinning around. So that's probably what's happening in the solar system and all these galaxies and stuff spinning around. And probably the Big Bang Theory is kind of the same way. Big Bang Theory was kind of like the opposite of an implosion, just kind of burped everything out because there wasn't anything flammable yet, if the Big Bang actually took place. So it's like a slow motion explosion going on. Now I've always wondered, why does it keep staying like that? And I got a little closer to the answer on Stargate, watching Stargate. I don't know if this is actually true, because every time I try and say something scientific and it comes from a TV show, well, suddenly it's not true. Anything that comes from TV has to be wrong. Like Texas football players they're not really jocks, and they don't really get any special privileges. That's all bull crap, just TV crap. Okay, whatever. Anyway, they said on the show, a star, the nuclear fusion explosive energy in the inside, in the core of it, is balanced. It's like a delicate balance between the massive mass on the outer shell, which is compressing it. All the matter apparently is so dense and heavy on the outside, it wants to collapse, and then become white dwarf and go supernova. But the explosive fusion energy on the inside is pushing outward, and it's keeping it all burning at a slow rate, kind of like if you had a backdraft in a room where it's not actually got any oxygen, where you haven't opened it up. Then it would flash out, and you would just burn up and go supernova. But it's kind of weird, because when you look at the surface of the sun, you can see the flames on the outside, and all these little solar flares and fires are going on. Still blows my mind how the sun just doesn't just poof out and just use up all the gas at one point, because that's the way we see it here on Earth. Then you have to consider relativity. For example, and I said before, you can't travel backwards through time or forwards through time, because time is a man-made concept which tells you how long things move. You can't go back before something moved just because you can measure how long it took it to move. That doesn't make any sense. But there probably is such a thing as time dilation, which means time can slow down relative to something moving really fast. If you've ever read the book Ender's Game, there are spaceships that can go faster than light, or near light speed. I think they go faster than light, but they have these things called ansibles, which allow you to communicate instantly with anyone, no matter how far the distance. Even if it's like light years away, you can still communicate with them instantly. So relativistically, if you're moving away from the Earth, say at faster than light speed, and you wanted to call back and talk to your parents, if you were like traveling at faster than light speed for a day, you call back and it's probably been like 20 years on Earth or something like that. So if you're like traveling so fast, even the same amount of time would have to take place. It's kind of like, doesn't really make sense to me. I guess it would work like that. It's kind of like these movies. You see these TV shows, when they go to other planets, and the other planets can still say like so many days or weeks or months from now something's going to happen, even though every planet's going to be a different size and they all spin around the days are going to be longer and shorter on different planets, but you know. Anyway, they say time slows down as you approach a black hole. And black holes are like collapsed supernovas, we think. So, if you think about what the universe is composed of, stars, they're all like, the odds that something would end up in a perfect balance, like a star has, you know, that balance of mass and nuclear fusion going on, that shows you how random it would be. Like, say you had the numbers from 1 to 1,000,000, and only the ones that contain the number 7 would be stars. That's kind of like how it would work. Just a random chance that everything would come out perfectly and become stars, and everything else would be empty space or black holes, or, you know, everything that failed to become a star. So could time dilation exist, which is just another interpretation of what you're seeing? It's all depending on the viewer, which supports the theory that we are our own imaginations, our realities are being imagined, because if you look at something from one perspective, it's totally different than if you're looking at it from very far away or being very big in relation to it. Like if you're traveling at a really fast speed and you look back at somebody, well, obviously you're not going to be able to see them, but if you could look back and see them from traveling away from them faster than the speed of light, they would appear to be moving like this. But on their end, everything's moving at the normal speed, so it's not actually something happening physically, it's just an observation. That's why time travel doesn't really work. It would just be an observation of something. It's not like actually physically traveling through time, because time isn't really something you could travel through like water or air. It's all relative. Nuclear, stellar fusion. I think I explained that all really well. I think you're all smarter for having watched this video.